Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Election Brief. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and all our social media handles are Joy News on TV. My personal handle is Adanana Aisha. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. The Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA and AICPA together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, Chopbox Technologies, a convenience service, and the Youth Bridge Foundation. Election headquarters is for uninformed electorate. Please do stay for details. And as the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections rapidly approach, the anticipation and excitement among young people are palpable as they finally get to exercise their franchise for the first time. The various political parties are gearing up to share their manifestos, stating the promises and plans they have for the youth and citizens of the country. Lois Shola Adeyemi engages first-time voters at Ghana's University of Ghana, who have been sharing the expectations of these manifestos and how that will influence their decision to vote for a particular party during the general elections.
I want the parties to draft practical policies about inflation in their manifesto, especially about food inflation, because as students, the money that we are supposed to depend on, because of food inflation, how it's been rising, we are not able to stay in budgets. We end up spending, and then at the end, maybe at the end of 2 weeks, we have to ask additional money from our parents. So I would advise the parties to draft practical inflation policies that would bring down food prices, because food prices are very important for the average Ghanaian. Let's forget about the building materials and all of that, but practical policies about food inflation that will bring the prices of food down. Yeah, so that's my major concern.
Okay. Now, I'm seeing the same economy. Is it related to what you said?
Yes, it's kind of related because I think over the years, Ghanaians have had a lot of hard times with the economy. Since inflation was up, some didn't get good jobs and all of that. And then I feel that when it comes to our money, our currency is devaluing against the dollar. So I feel the government should come up with more plans. So with the economy, we are expecting it is the main thing Ghanaians want to see because that's what put money in our pockets.
So land degradation, mainly Galamsey. Galamsey has been a problem in Ghana, and it is still a problem in Ghana. We go to our rivers that our great-grandparents and our forefathers had kept very clean for us. What we have been drinking from has been sustaining us. Now we see, and they are brown and different. I don't know whether it's multicolored or what. Those rivers are now destroyed. Taking rivers like Ofim, Brim, they are totally destroyed. And as some economists have been predicting now that some years to come, Ghana will be importing water. Ghana, a country that has abundance of water. What are we talking about? Then we are not serious as a country. So I believe that the government that wants to come in power, and they should check that in their manifesto, and they should make sure that as they write it in their manifesto, when they come, they will deliver correct.
But as we are all standing here, we are saying that as they come into power, they have to do it. How are we also going to make sure that this is done? And are we always going to wait for them to implement it before we do so? Because Asha said, our water bodies are suffering. If government is not coming to our aid, how are we as youths willing to help? Let me find out from you.
So I feel that the youth, we've been silent enough. So the more we come up to speak about these things, the more it's being done. We go and protest, peaceful ones, about these things. If we don't do it, they will continue to take your good. They will continue to degrade the land for you. So I feel the youth have to be loud and very, very active when it comes to these matters.
The National Democratic Congress has officially announced its national campaign team for the upcoming 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections, Key members of the national campaign team include Fifi Fiavekwete, General Secretary and Campaign Coordinator, Dr. Joseph Yamin, National Organizer and Deputy Campaign Coordinator, Regional Campaigns, and Richard Kwashiga, Deputy Campaign Coordinator, Parliamentary Campaigns. Chief Hamilton Nixon Baini is Deputy Campaign Coordinator, Special Operations. Sami Jimfi is National Communications Officer. George Opariado, National Youth Organizer, and a host of others. There are concerns, however, that former minority leader and the MP for Tamale South, Haruna Iddrisu, who many things appeal to mostly the youth in Tamale, and former chief whip of the minority and MP for Asah-Asante, who many believe has been holding the fort for the NDC in the Ashanti region, are both not on the campaign list. Will this have any implication on the fortunes of the party in these strategic regions? Well, I've been joined by a political science lecturer at the Department of Political Science at the University of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante, for a conversation. Grateful for your time, Doc. First of all, what's your assessment of the campaign list of the NDC with the likes of Fifi Kwete, Asedun Ketia, Richard Kwashiga, who will be working under people like Totobi Kwache, Julius Debra, Betty Moldidrisu, and Joshua Labi, who is himself leader of the campaign team for the NDC's flag bearer?
I think, Aisha, good afternoon and thanks for the opportunity. I think the NDC list is nothing but a true reflection of what a reliable campaign ought to be. A campaign team made up of experience, skillful people who have been in governance before or been in government before, and people who know it all when it comes to elections. When you blend them and look at the way they've put them together, 3 categories. You have one category working generally, one working with the running mate, and then one coming to report to one of the bodies. It gives you an idea that it's a formidable front, and that they want to have a proper cohesion so as to have their views or ideas or programs, churn out to their followers and then people who sympathize with them. Well, I think all in all, it is nothing but a good team that can really prosecute the agenda of an effective campaign.
Well, there are concerns of Haruna Iddrisu and Muntaka Mubarak not featuring on the list, which many think can have some implications for the fortunes of the party. Let's start with Haruna Iddrisu, who many think has a lot of influence in his area, and also because the North is a strategic area that both the NPP and NDC have been fighting to get popularity there. Will the absence of Haruna Iddrisu cause any stir?
Oh, no. You see, Haruna is still remember, he's still part of the party. You don't know other duties that he'll be assigned to. Remember, those who are in here, are we saying that that is the only list that NDC has? No, there are others who are also looking at the issue from different perspectives. You can't put all of them together. So the fact that you don't see Haruna's name in here, Muntaka's name, doesn't mean that they will not have a role to play as far as the election campaign is concerned, right? So that's it. Look at people like, Hudu Yaya and Co. They are all also from the North, and they can also galvanize support. Haruna will have his day by looking at other things for the party. Remember, you are dealing with a very clever person, so NDC will be a joke to throw him out, and they will never do that. It doesn't matter whatever differences that they have, they will always make sure that they bring their team to get their best team together and then win the battle. Look at Dr. Dufour. Look at the acrimonious campaign that they had, during their primaries. But today, Dr. Dufour back to the home. He has joined them and is working. That's the spirit of the democracy, that you disagree and agree for something important. So I know for sure that Haruna will be given a duty or a role to play. And I know Haruna. He is the best and he will deliver.
I haven't said this for Haruna. I don't know if you can say same for Muntaka Mubarak, because over the period, he's also being a strong pillar in the Ashanti region, with many admitting that if he leaves the Asawasi seat for the NDC is likely to lose that seat to the NPP. Do you think his absence on that campaign list will also have some consequences for the party's fortunes? In the Ashanti region especially.
Are we saying that we have to put every person who matter in the party in the campaign? The answer is strictly no. I mean, yes, Muntaka, a very formidable force in Asah-Asante, there's no doubt about that. He will also have a role to play within the party. Are you saying that even if he is not in he's not contesting, NDC is likely to lose? You can say that. All that we are saying is that if they put up a team, let us also have in mind that only this is just the team. But remember, party work has a lot of branches. So he can be placed in another branch to also contribute his quota. There is something that you and I do not know unless you get closer to the party. All these people that we thought that they have been sidelined and all that, you never know the kind of duties they've assigned them. You've seen the list. You've seen Opposition Popo's name. Are you surprised also about that? Opposition Popo is still a member of the party. So they continue to make use of all their members. They know where to place them. Where is, every 3 years, Ankra's name? It's also not in there. Are you saying that they are going to also relegate him to the background? No. They will find important roles for them and all that. Look at new faces they brought into the campaign, like King James and the rest of them. They are also, changing their strategy to make sure that they have one body that looks at all the election, the Fifi Kwete's team, that he coordinates all those activities. And then when they go out to campaign, at a point in time, they will retire, come back, look at what has gone wrong or what has gone right, try to re-strategize, and then move on again in three fashions. Those following the running mate, those following Fifi Kwete and Co, those coming to also report to, that's the coordinating body and all that. Very beautiful strategy. I believe that all that they need to do is make sure that it works. But once it works, I have no doubt in my mind, they will be able to get the results that they want.
Considering how these two were removed in Parliament and how the state that it caused, and the fact that they say they've put their house in order, wouldn't it have been prudent if they put them on the front line just to send a signal to their followers that, listen, we've put our house in order, we are united, so, let's all get on board?
I find it difficult to follow that argument because Haruna, if he's like a player, he's a very versatile player. He can play all positions. Haruna, remember, has been a communication minister. He can be speaking on very critical issues. The campaign is meant to drum home your messages and all that. Who is best to articulate some of these messages when you say that, Haruna, look at how communication has been done from where you sit. That is a body monitoring even how campaign goes. They have not told you this. Of course, they are not going to share all the strategies under their sleeves with you. But I know that these are materials worth considering. They will definitely make use of them. And some of them will work behind the scenes. Some will come to the forefront. But at the end of the day, you wait and see. When they get power, you see whether they have abandoned them. They will assemble all of them. It's just a strategy.
Let's do some comparative analysis. And I put the list of the NDC, I juxtapose it with that of the NPP. It looks to me like the NPP has a bigger number of people on the campaign list. If you put these two numbers, does it really make any difference?
Oh, we are not looking at numbers. We are looking at quality of material that are in that category of groups that we have and what they can do. If you have people like Siedun Ketia, Fifi Kwete, Yamin, and the rest of them, you are in for serious business. Even however small that they are, they know that this is the group that can deliver the good. That is all. You don't need to have 1 million people who perform nothing. You need the right people with the right experience, the right skills, and will be able to turn their fortunes around. That is the team that you want. It doesn't matter the size.
I'm grateful for your time. Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. And now some politicians and political parties often attach special interest to markets in electioneering, mainly to take advantage of the population and their influence on customers. For markets in Kumasi, a long-fostered relationship with the Chief of Staff, Akosua Frema-Opare, has resulted in some of the traders lobbying for her appointment as running mate of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. In a series of press conferences, the traders have consistently emphasized the influence of the Chief of Staff in the NPP's chances at the polls. Nana Ojima puts a spotlight on politics in the market and the fast acceptance of the Chief of Staff by many groupings in these markets.
Though markets are places of trade, it is a powerhouse in politics, especially in an election year. At the peak of the election campaigns, leading presidential flag bearers John Dramani Mahama of the NDC and NPP's Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia have visited markets, including KJTIA in Kumasi. The New Force and Movement for Change have also targeted traders in these markets. For the dominance of the NPP in the Ashanti region, the party is deemed popular in the markets, manifesting in a lot of identifiable groups affiliated to the NPP. Many of these groups, through press conferences, have lobbied for the Chief of Staff, Akosua Frema-Opare, to be chosen as running mate.
We, the traders, are very influential. We have the numbers. For the sake of the Ashanti region's voter population, Frema-Opare is the best choice. We plead with our party leaders to pick the woman as running mate so she can champion our interests. We plead with Dr. Bawumia to consider her.
The racecourse market perhaps has the largest following for the Chief of Staff, as almost all the leaders of various commodity traders are lobbying for her to be named running mate. In 2023, following the inferno that swept through parts of the racecourse market, the Chief of Staff made a donation of 800,000 cedis to support a rebuilding. A self-help project aimed at improving conditions at the market was also supported by Akosua Frema-Opare. To the women, this is a manifestation of her interest in women empowerment.
She cares about us. Issues of gender and traders are among her priorities. Whenever there's an inferno, she helps us rebuild. She has been instrumental in sharing up this market. We plead that we consider her. Even the other party chose a female running mate. If you want the party to win large number of votes here, she's the obvious choice.
If recent public engagements is anything to go by, the market politics in Kumasi largely favors the Chief of Staff for the NPP's running mate. For Joy News, Nana Ojima, Kumasi.
Ghanaian Hajj authorities in Saudi Arabia have organized a special prayer for the country and its leadership ahead of the 2024 general elections. The prayer session, which was held at Arafah, where Muslims undertake the most important ritual of the Hajj pilgrimage, also saw Ghanaian Islamic scholars praying for the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for his contribution towards the smooth running of Hajj activities and appeal to electorates to vote for him on December 7. And Asabit has more.
As part of this year's Hajj exercise, Ghana's Hajj board, led by its chairman Ben Abdallah Banda, organized a special prayer for Ghana and its leadership in Arafat, a sacred valley in Arabia where Muslims performing Hajj undertake one of the most important rituals of Hajj, which falls on the 9th of the month of Zulhijjah on the Hijri calendar. Ben Abdallah Banda also doubles as the chief executive officer of the Zongo Development Fund.
Like we do every year, we organize prayers for the peace and security of Ghana, for the president, for the vice president, and for the citizens or for the persons in Ghana. Last year, I remember when we came, we did organize a Quranic recitation for our country and for the leadership of our country, and this year we've done so.
Ghanaian Islamic scholars who led the prayer, which included the recitation of the entire Quran, offered special prayers for Ghana's Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Alhaji Farouk Hamza is the Executive Secretary of Ghana's Hajj Board. He was thankful to the Vice President for his contributions towards the smooth running of the Hajj exercise.
Our strategy is to learn from to continue learning from our past experiences. So wherever we fell short in the last Hajj experience, we have tried to improve. So that is what has contributed to the level of success we have witnessed today. That's the first part. The second part, our gathering here was to offer a special prayer to the entire nation of Ghana. A special prayer was made for His Excellency the Vice President for the immense contribution he has played to make Hajj a smooth experience for the pilgrims of Ghana. And we also prayed for Almighty Allah to grant him his wishes and to make the people of Ghana elect him as the next president of Ghana, inshallah.
Ghana's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Alhaji Habib Tijani, on his part, admonishes Ghanaian electorates to vote for the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, adding that Muslims are equally capable of leading the country and it is time to give Dr. Bawumia the opportunity to lead.
Although the recitation of the Quran is for Ghana and everybody in Ghana and for peaceful election in Ghana, we think that we should also pray for the Vice President to get the opportunity of leading Ghana, to prove to Ghanaians that Muslims are also capable of doing better things in Ghana. Then Muslims have done so well from the beginning of elections. They have done so well. But we think that Ghanaians should offer a Muslim the opportunity to also become a president. And that is what we are all praying for.
The team also offered special praise to the Almighty Allah and called for the smooth running of this year's presidential and parliamentary elections, which will be held on the 7th of December this year. Anna Sabit, Joy News.
Now time to hear from you, the electorate, on what will inform your vote come December 7.
Mama matandie na emuye kakra ba sisi ade na emuye din do na emuye din panti me yamaju se me sie mbeto abanka meto ama hama mo because tama na mahama waso no me se me twi moto na me de ye adwuma tama na me ye we me mahama tano me twi moto a even fuwe na ye we 5 series to 6 series sisi ade fuwe ko 13 to 15 cities. This year, there, me who say this year, yes, as a son, my mama ba abeboa because this year they are connected. They are no ordin.
Amanu ma di akufara ma amanu ma di. Osi oba nshishia na osi oba be yano. Oba no wandisu kula ama edmani ho nko for omo nye duma ye ebi mu so la krono na omo bo anka hihye na akufaro ba na so ba ye no anka oye san hihye na oman no onye si sisi ahwe bia petro krado ye bre ye twu kara kra ye bre fuwe na endu 1 liter kra endu we o ba hwe baby afuwe ni na mi Ghana card ba mintu aba this year mintu aba.
We apologize with that visual, but that will be it for your election brief. It's on your election headquarters. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Log on to myjournalline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. To enjoy the rest of our programs.